All right, welcome to another IELTS speaking practice video. This is class IELTS 483, and there are two students now, Mr. Tru and Miss Truk, all start with a TR, tr, you know. Anyway, okay, guys, class, are you ready for your speaking practice?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, I do.
Yes. Okay, now let's do part one first, shall we? So I would like you to try a few new ones as always. So 119 is like the last one that I dated. So you can see here parking space. Okay, let's try 119, okay? 119. So parking space. So it's about parking your bike, motorbike, or parking your car, for example. So, Mr. Where should people park their personal vehicles?
Of course, people should park their personal vehicles
Vehicle.
vehicles in parking lot, and it's usually just use some fees
Of
for
course, they have to be charged, right?
it. But it will be more
Safer. It will be
safe.
safer. Safer.
Yes, it will be safer
Mhm.
and is illegal. Is legal
You mean
when you
you mean the other ones are illegal?
yes, sometimes when people park their vehicles and display is allowed to park.
You know,
So
sometimes I think a lot of the time people just park their vehicle. People just park their vehicle on the pavement, you know. They just do it on a pavement, and but it's not allowed, you know. It's against the law, you know. It's against the law.
yes, but luckily, uh, if your vehicles are bike or motorbikes, use often don't be fined.
You are not
But
you're often not fined, yeah.
yes, but it's another story for part.
Mhm.
They can be fined very hard,
They can
very,
be fined very badly, right?
very badly. Yes.
I see. And badly indeed. Sometimes you have to pay a lot of money, you know, to get out of the fine. I mean, okay, so Mr. Trio, please, is it difficult to find a parking space in your city?
Um, Currently, I'm living in Ho Chi Minh City, a crowded place, so where there isn't much place for parking vehicle. Um, Therefore, we have to find some area to park our motorbikes or cars. Um, Even someone buys the supermarket or the mall in let their vehicle there, let their
Just
vehicle
leave
there.
they just leave their vehicles there, you know, but
Yeah.
nobody will take care of it. And if it's stolen, if it is stolen, nobody
Yes.
can be held responsible for that. Nobody can be held responsible for that, you know, if it's stolen. So, Mr. Trio, is it expensive to rent a parking space near where you live? Because basically, some people they have to rent parking space for cars. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So, is it expensive?
I'm living in a rental house, so I have to pay monthly fee for parking space. It
Mm,
takes me around um, 3 million, 300 million dong per month for my rental.
300,000.
Yeah, thousand.
It cannot be million. Come on, it's
Yeah,
three
sorry,
hundred
300. Yeah.
thousand.
For my vehicle's parking. Uh,
Mm. And
mm,
so,
at
Miss,
the,
how about you?
It's not a huge money, but
It's not a
a
huge amount of
huge
money.
amount of money. But I'm uncomfortable when paying for that fee.
Well, why are you uncomfortable? Because they keep your bike for you, you know?
Yeah, because I think a good place to live is a a
I
house where
mean,
there's space
it's
for
free, right?
parking. Yeah,
But it's free parking. But you know,
yeah,
if it's free parking, then that money is in your what's it called? Communities, it's called communities fees, you know, phí cộng
yeah,
đồng, community
yeah,
fees. It's included. So if it is free, nothing's for free, trust me.
yeah,
Nothing is really for free in this world. Có gì miễn phí không? Only trouble is for free.
yeah.
Chỉ có rắc rối là miễn phí thôi. Okay, so Mr. Is it expensive to rent a parking space where you live?
Oh, I think it's quite expensive to rent a parking space mm, near my near my living.
Near
I
your
want to
area?
yes, I want to talk about my Shutterbird.
Shuttle bus, right?
Yes, which I get to the company by it.
Hmm.
Every day, there are several pickup and drop-off station. So many people have to travel there by their own personal vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be said that it costs quite a bit of money each day if
Mm-hmm.
we want to park in a high
In a good
free
place,
area.
in a high security area, and a good place, right? I see. So, Mr. What kind of vehicle should be prioritized? You know the word priority. Priority, priority. Sự ưu tiên. So, to be prioritized, to prioritize something, ưu tiên cái gì đó. Okay, so what kind of vehicle should be prioritized with a parking space? Like, for example, is it ambulance? Is it a police car? Is it going to be, let's say, cars for people of high profile, something? Những người mà có cái profile rất khủng chẳng hạn, những người nổi tiếng, những người quan trọng, a VIP, you know, very important person. Is it or what? So what kind of vehicle should we prioritize with a parking space? What do you think?
For me, I think that mm, some some vehicles that some vehicles that
Are you at your workplace now, Mr. Trio? Okay, yes. Okay, so okay, please continue.
yes, in my opinion, I think that some public vehicles should be prioritized with a parking space, especially ambulance and fire.
You mean firefighter trucks?
Firefighter trucks.
It's called a fire. I think it's called firefighter truck. I think the truck that transport firefighter and also a lot of other things. It's called firefighter truck, I think.
Other vehicles, such as cars for people of high profiles. I think it's not a
Profile.
profiles.
People
It's
of
not
high profile. Profile. Y ngắn L nha. See IL here. IL. Profile. The cars for people with high profile. High profile.
I don't think it should be prioritized, but it's just my opinion because they can have their parking space in some situation because they are prioritized by the host or something like that. And I just think that in some important situation that's related to human health and humans
You mean like an
safety.
emergency, right?
Yes, emergency.
So basically, in case of an emergency, right? Then it should be that way, I think. Like, for example, in case of an emergency, like someone is about to die and they are being transported. They are being transported on an ambulance, for example. Then, of course. But here, it talk about parking space, remember. It doesn't talk about like traveling on the road, you know. Nó không nói về cái chuyện đi trên đường phố nha. Mà nó nói về cái chuyện mà tìm nơi đậu xe thôi. Just be careful with this one. So what do you think, Mr. Trio? What kind of vehicle should be prioritized with a parking space? What do you think? I think Trio is being busy now. Never mind. Okay, so let's try the next one. How do you feel about the parking situation in your city then? Like, is it easy to find a parking space in Ho Chi Minh City, for example?
I think it's not hard to find a parking place in the Ho Chi Minh City, even in a central place such as this District 1. You can find a place for parking, but you have to pay a high price, especially in special events such as holidays.
On a holiday.
Such as on holiday, Christmas,
Christmas.
And if you think that you can park by the
pavement, you mean by the pavement?
By the pavement, and you don't have to charge any fee. It's not a mistake. That's a wrong.
You mean
thing.
It's wrong to think that way, isn't it?
Yes, it's wrong to think that way because someone will come to you and you
Give
have
you a
to
ticket.
pay.
Yeah, they will fine you. They will give you a ticket. They will give you a ticket, and you will have to pay for it later. Okay, so Trio's back here. So what improvements could be made to parking facilities in your area? Like, for example, if you can suggest an improvement, what could it be then?
Yeah. So because there's not much space for enough for all the vehicle in the city, so we should take priority for public transportation first. And for example, the poor or the disabled, they are in
You mean
difficulty.
the poor people?
Yeah, the poor people,
So
the disabled people.
you can use the word the underprivileged, you know.
Yeah.
Những người kém may mắn. So it means the unlucky one.
Yes.
Or the poor.
They need to have some priority for parking lot. The government, besides, the government should invest in infrastructure.
So you mean building more parking space?
Yeah, parking space.
Should be.
In public parking space.
I also think the same too, you know.
Yeah.
Like, there wouldn't be a problem that you have to prioritize parking space if there were enough space for parking, you know?
Yeah.
So what do you think, Mr.? What improvements could be made to parking facilities in your area?
And for parking in any place that allowed, people can build build
Yes.
I think about a place that can be covered
So mean a
to
covered
to
indoor. So you mean
indoor
an indoor
and indoor
or covered place, right?
place, yes, to prevent extreme weather
Extreme
that
weather,
can damage
the
people
vehicles. Yeah.
vehicles. I I um I think it's really important because I had the feel that when I go
I hate
out,
the feeling that when I go out.
the feeling that when I go out and I need to park my vehicles. After that, when I go back to take my vehicles and it's wet because the weather, because it's raining and it's really horrible.
It's annoying, very annoying, I think.
Another things that another thing I can say that is people can uh, people can facility
You mean kind of facility? Okay, try again.
people can ask some convenience store in a parking place for buying some things that and repair store that can be very useful when useful when I find that my vehicle don't work, so I can immediately go to there for repair. Go there for repair.
For repair, I see. Okay. So, Mr. Do you think public transportation could reduce the need for parking spaces? Because remember, if people go by bus, by train, or by airplane, then they don't have to care for parking spaces, you know. But if they go with like their own motorbike or their cars, of course, you have to look for parking spaces. So what do you think?
I totally agree with that idea.
Mm.
That's why people are encouraged to people are encouraged to use public transportation. Many routes are available at low price, so the less personal vehicles are used, the less parking space are needed.
Are needed. Or the less parking space are necessary, yeah, or needed. So what do you think, Mr. Trio? Do you think public transportation could reduce the need for parking spaces?
In some way, I think when public transportation is developed, we still need the space for parking. Need the space for parking.
Cao quá, đừng có giọng cao quá. We still need, we still need, you know, we still need. We still need.
As you know, the public transportation is very big and it's account for a large space. Therefore, we have to find some area enough for all the.
I mean, from some areas that's big enough for those big vehicles, right?
Yeah.
You mean like public buses, public trains, and things like that?
Yeah. Even we have to pay more money for underground parking lot.
Oh, I see. So you mean
And
metro? Of course, metro. Yeah.
yeah, the underground parking space.
I see.
And the government has to invest a lot.
Of course, investment. They always
Yeah.
people need always to people always need to invest in that. All right. Let's move on to part two now. Okay. So 119. This is like okay. Until there are new questions, then I'll keep updating this one. But this is the last one for the season, I think. Okay. Let's go to part two now. Um, try a topic. Okay, let's just try something newer, I think. I would say maybe useful. Okay, let's try 119 then. It's the exact same number that we did in part one, but it's 119 for part two and part three, okay? Now, so you have to describe a journey or a travel that you were looking forward to, but was delayed. So remember the word look forward to doing something. To look forward to doing something. Ok, nó là một cái động từ đặc biệt. To look forward to doing something. Okay. Like for example, I can say I look forward to hearing from you soon. I look forward to traveling soon, for example. So describe a journey or a travel you were looking forward to but was delayed. Miêu tả một cái chuyến hành trình hoặc một cái chuyến đi lại mà bạn rất là ngóng chờ nhưng mà nó đã bị trễ, nó bị hoãn lại. Was delayed. So you should say where you traveled to and with whom. Why you were looking forward to it. Why it was delayed and how you felt about it. Okay. And part three of that. So we talk about transport again. What are the main means of transport in your country? You know the word means, right? Phương cách.
Yes.
So it basically just methods or ways or how do you do something. So what are the main means of transport in your country and why? So you can think about how personal motorbikes are the main mean of transport in your country. How like so many Vietnamese family, they have like 2 or 3 motorbikes in one family. It's like that. And why? Why don't people choose public transport? Is it too expensive? Is it unsafe there? Or is it dirty? Or is there any problems? Think about why people don't go by metro. Why don't people go by train or something like that? Or why don't people just walk? They travel on foot. Đi bộ. They travel on foot. Why don't they do that? Or you can think about other means because some people they have to travel by airplane, to their workplace sometimes, or for their business, of course. Okay, so how can transportation in rural areas be developed? So rural areas means like areas that are not so populated, not populated, or there are just very few people living there. Like the countryside, or you can look at the forest region, or on high mountains, for example. So how can transportation in rural areas be developed? Like, for example, would you build a metro in, like, say, a countryside? Would you do that? Or would you try to improve the road system so buses can travel to those areas? Or would you just build like, sometimes areas are hard to get to, for example, on high mountains. So maybe building like a private airport or like public airport on Sapa, for example. People just need to fly there. Why do they have to spend so many hours going by car, right? Like, think about that. How can you develop transportation in those rural areas, những khu vực hẻo lánh, làm thế nào để cải thiện phương tiện đi lại? Or you can just simply say, we'll improve the roads, for example. Try to fix potholes, ổ gà, ổ voi. Try to fix potholes on the roads. Or you can say, wait, what is potholes? Look at this one. Holes in a road surface that result from gradual damage caused by traffic and or weather. Những cái lỗ trên mặt đường mà là kết quả của chuyện từ từ bị thiệt hại do là giao thông đi qua đi lại và thời tiết. So potholes, you can also use the word craters. Craters is a round hole at the top of a volcano or a hole in the ground similar to this. Một cái hố ở trên mặt đất nó khá là bự nha. Like a crater is much bigger than potholes. But sometimes crater can be produced by traffic, But normally, let's use the word potholes. Pot, cái giống như là cái nồi á, một cái lỗ to bằng cái nồi á. So a hole that is as big as a pot is called potholes, I think.
Yes.
What else can you say? Maybe, okay, are there any ways to enhance the efficiency of transportation in your country? Like, the word efficient. Có hiệu suất cao. How can you improve the efficiency of transport in your country? So what is efficiency? Efficiency, it's basically being able to achieve what you want with little or less resources. Chuyện có thể đạt được những cái mình muốn mà phải sử dụng ít tài nguyên hơn, đó chính là hiệu suất. Like, for example, if you travel in a city for one day and you have to refuel once. And if you can travel inside a city for 2 days and you have to refuel once, of course, the latter is much more efficient. Cái điều thứ hai mình nhắc tới nó sẽ hiệu suất cao hơn, tại vì 2 ngày mới phải đổ xăng một lần so với 1 ngày đổ xăng lần rồi. You know what I mean, right? Now, so are there any ways to enhance transportation efficiency in your country? So it means that people won't need to refuel so often. Is there any other way? Is there any way? Maybe try to encourage people to use more public transportation, But the problem is public transportation is not convenient. It costs more time for them to travel to their destination, Usually it's like that. That's why Vietnamese people try to go by their private vehicles, Tại vì phương tiện công cộng thì thường nó tốn thời gian hơn. Đến nơi ta cần. So how can you improve that? How can you enhance the efficiency? Like maybe try to build more, how can I say, to build more routes for buses. Xây nhiều cái lối đi, nhiều cái đường đi, nhiều cái con đường lộ trình cho những xe bus nha. Like build more routes for buses, maybe, or maybe increase the frequency, of buses, gia tăng những tần suất của xe bus chẳng hạn, increase the frequency of buses, maybe especially during rush hour, maybe đặc biệt trong giờ cao điểm chẳng hạn, tăng tần suất xe bus, for example. Is there another way? Maybe. But of course, you need to fix the roads often, phải sửa đường thật thường xuyên nha. Because if there are problems on the roads, it will lead to traffic jams. And because of traffic jams, it will decrease the efficiency of transportation. Like, for example, people can just wait for hours while their motorbikes still have to work, And of course, because of that, it costs fuel. They have to refuel too. Chờ hàng giờ đồng hồ kẹt xe nhưng mà xe vẫn phải chạy nha, vẫn phải đổ xăng nha, Okay, so maybe fix roads more often, maybe. Okay, so maybe fix roads more often. Okay, do you think that tourist attractions help people learn about new cultures? Think about what people can learn from those sites. Like, for example, the Independent Palace, for example, the Museum of Women, or the Museum of War, the War Remnant Museum, for example, the Independence Palace, for example. Think about tourist attraction in other areas of the country. How does it help people learn about new cultures? And does it help? Think about activities that can happen near to tourist attractions, or festivals that can happen near to tourist attraction, How does it help people to learn about Vietnamese culture, for example? All right, let's think about it now. Okay, so Ms. Trúc, you first, please. Describe a journey or a travel that you were looking forward to but was delayed.
I want to mention.
I would like to mention.
I would love to mention a journey that I was looking for, that the trip to Thailand with my family. We plan to go in September this year because I have a long 3-day holiday during that month. I was extremely excited about this trip because I haven't had a long vacation to travel far since the holiday in April. And this was truly a great opportunity to relax and enjoy. However, the trip was delayed because my brother didn't renew his passport in time due to problems with getting his new ID card. I was really sad and disappointed. Although we were still traveling domestically, the choice of participate to vacation has reduced significantly because that.
Okay, good enough. Now, so Mr. Trill, please describe a journey or a travel that you were looking forward to but was delayed.
I would like to tell you about the trip last month. I was planning to go with my colleagues.
I was planning to go with my
colleagues
My colleagues.
Yeah, my college.
Careful with this word. Okay. Colleagues. Oh, okay. Colleagues.
college,
Colleagues.
college.
This word is colleges. Okay.
Initially, we were planning to fly to Hanoi to enjoy the autumn.
To enjoy the autumn there, right?
However, the Yagi storm came and mm, we had to stop on our schedule due to the natural disaster.
Natural disaster.
Yeah, at that time, all the country give a hand to help the people in the north of Vietnam to pass over their difficulty. Mm, and the entertainment activities uh, was not suitable in that period. So and finally, we decided to cancel our itinerary.
Itinerary or
Yeah,
itinerary.
uh,
Itinerary.
itinerary.
It's itinerary.
Itinerary. Itinerary. Itinerary.
Lộ trình hoặc là cái kế hoạch cụ thể. So itinerary. Itinerary. Okay, we decided to cancel our itinerary and
Yeah. It took us a long time to prepare for this trip. To prepare for this trip. About money, the clothes, and the air tickets.
And the air ticket.
Cost. Yeah. All the members, later all the members are so busy at this time. We are unable to arrange the trip after the storm. So up to now, we don't know when we will have the time to go. So all the members feel sad, and we have to wait for the next trip together.
Okay. All right. So let's move on to part 3 now. So, Mr. What are the main means of transport in your country and why?
Motorbikes, bus, flight, and trains are the primary means of transport in Vietnam.
Okay.
They offer several benefits that contribute to their to our countries, but I think that motorbikes are the most common vehicles that's used in Vietnam because their benefits such as affordability.
Okay.
Motorbikes are generally more affordable than cars, both in purchase price and maintenance costs, I think.
Okay.
And it make them accessible to a wider range of people.
Okay. Anything else?
And besides that, I think people really care of fuel efficiency.
You mean people are scared of fuel efficiency? What do you mean by that?
I mean, people care about
Scared
fuel.
of,
If
scared of, scared
care of.
of. Yeah, scared of. People are
Care of.
scared of.
People care of fuel efficiency.
No.
Thus,
Con người ta
the
sợ, con người ta sợ
care
sự
care
hiệu suất.
care of
Nếu mà
quan
care
tâm.
là care for, okay. If people care for fuel efficiency. Còn
Yes.
scared thì là scared of. Okay, people care for fuel efficiency, of course. Nobody wants to pay so much money on fuel, you know. Nobody.
People care for fuel efficiency. So many people choose public transport more and more than
Okay.
the bus.
Mm.
And it make bus and some things that public service become more attractive.
Yes. Okay, so what do you think, Mr. Trill?
Yeah, in my country, there are a lot of means of transport, such as motorbikes, cars, or bus, and I think all of those are popular in the community. With the a motorbike, the cost is affordable for everyone to own one. It's easy to drive, and the fuel the cost for fuel is not expensive for car, because it is one of the transportation that
Yes.
help us to move fast, and we can all the family member can go together with just a car. Regarding Perth, it is a cheap public transportation that most students or workers use to go to school or to work. With the cheap ticket, we can travel around the city, and nowadays more and more public transportation is supported by the government, and people turns into use that kind of transportation.
I see. So, how can transportation in rural areas be developed? What do you think?
For me, I think first, additional residential area must
What do you
be
mean? What do you mean by that?
residents.
There's something I don't understand here.
Residential area.
Residential areas. Residential areas.
Residential
Những khu vực cư dân. Mém rồi nói những khu vực dư cân. Residential areas. You know, sometimes when I speak Vietnamese, I mix things up, you know. I mix up things, you know. Chờ nó khi nói ngọng tiếng Việt, những khu vực cư dân lại nói thành những khu vực dư cân. It's funny. Okay, Mr. Please, how can transportation in rural areas be developed?
I think this is very important to add residential areas in less populated regions, which will develop the economy.
It will develop the economy.
Will be developed the economy and leads to increased transportation demand. Once the benefits and demand are recognized.
Recognize.
Rec-
Recognize như nào?
Are
Recognized.
recognized. The government and companies will invest in these areas, and that's how the transportation can be developed. However, it is not easy at all, and the government needs to have supportive policies and establish more public service to encourage
Public services
to
encourage
more people to relocate to most areas like that.
I see. It's a very good idea to encourage people to move to rural areas, but it's not easy, you know, because most people want to head to urban areas for jobs, for better education, chances of education and chances of landing a better job, you know. So what do you think, Mr. Trio? How can transportation in rural areas develop?
Yeah, to improve the transportation, we firstly have to improve the economic in countryside.
Phải dùng đúng từ.
Economy,
Have
yeah,
to improve the
economy in the countryside. By opening more company or industrial zones.
Okay.
And at that time, the government can attract people to live in the rural area.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you mean trying to build more factories, trying to build more industrial zones, you mean? Like, yeah, that's a good idea to build more industrial zone. Like, for example, the one in Bình Dương province, right?
Yeah. And attract people to live there.
It's like you create a reason why people have to be there, right?
Yeah.
To create the reason for people to relocate there. Phải tạo lý do tại sao con người ta muốn chuyển qua đó ở. Yeah.
Besides, we can invest more in infrastructure, in more rural infrastructure. Nowadays, many rural areas, people are still very poor, and the street or the road is not good enough for traveling. Some province, people still use a boat or bike to travel. Next, people can suggest the government to support them the money to buy vehicles. Or the bank
so there's
have the policy for people to borrow money to buy.
You actually can ask the government to subsidize.
Yeah.
To subsidize people. Trợ giá cho con người ta.
Yeah.
To subsidize people so that they can buy like vehicles, right?
Yes.
That's a good idea, I think. Good idea. So, Mr. Do you think that traveling was better in the past than it is now? And how? Is it because now there are too many people and so many traffic jams, you know, compared to in the past, people used to walk a lot, you know?
For me, those traveling in the past has some advantage, but overall, today's methods still better. due to advancement in science and technology. In the past, with fewer residential areas and limited transportation options, there were fewer traffic jam and accidents when moving. However, traveling long distances you to take a lot of time, sometimes even days, by primitive vehicles to reach a destination that can now be covered in just a few hours by trains, by airplanes,
Okay.
and I think it can be better nowadays for people to travel far from their home by height by uh, by the by technological advance vehicles.
It means we will have more electric vehicles, right? For example, we will have more electric vehicles on the roads, xe điện. Or there should be something called bullet train, speed train or bullet train that's shaped like bullet, mà cái xe lửa mà có cái hình dạng như viên đạn vậy đó.
Two.
Bullet train or metro or tubes,
Two.
Yeah, tubes. Những cái ống để cho xe lửa điện dưới lòng đất như này. All right, so you mean it's actually better now compared to the past, right?
Yes.
But
Overall,
remember that there are more people these days,
of course, but I think about the far transportation, and I still think that nowadays people have more benefits than the past.
I see. Right. So, Mr. Trio, are there any ways to enhance transportation efficiency in your country?
Mm, as I think there are some ways to enhance transportation in my country. First, for we have to have more and more transportation for enough to serve all the city, all the people in the city. Reduce the cost for the ticket. Can help people to easy to travel. The we should buy shouldn't spend more money to fix the street where
You mean to
has
fix the road, right? To fix the road.
road
To fix the road.
so we have potholes or
To fix
other
the
damage.
road wherever there are potholes.
Yeah.
To fix the roads wherever there are potholes, wherever there are potholes, okay?
Yeah. At every intersection, there should have
There should
police.
be, there should be.
There should
Em có
have.
cái gì đó, there should be.
There should be police station
You
or
mean
police.
police
Yeah.
booth? Mấy cái
Yeah.
không có station đâu. There
Yeah.
should not be a
To-
station. There should be police booth in
It should to
every
inspect intersection.
intersection, right?
Yeah.
Well,
To guide
is it a bit too
people
much, do you think?
traveling.
Is it a bit too much, do you think?
Yeah. And in we can have electricity transportation or
Yes.
other transportation use natural fuel to protect the environment.
You mean use more alternative fuels, right? Những nhiên liệu thay thế. Alternative fuel instead of fossil fuel, thay vì nhiên liệu hóa thạch.
Yeah.
You
To
know,
protect the
alternative
environment.
fuel to protect the environment. Okay, I see. But the question asks about efficiency, you know. It means that for let's say that for 1 liter of fuel, we'll be able to achieve more in our travel. So you haven't actually go into that. Em vẫn chưa đi vào cái chuyện mà hiệu suất cao nha. Chắc là mấy cái phương pháp đưa hiệu suất cao không? Is it clear that all the things you mentioned will result in higher efficiency? It's not really that convincing, you know. Nó vẫn chưa đủ độ thuyết phục.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Ms. Trúc? Are there any ways to enhance transportation efficiency in your country? Yes, fixing roads will do, I think.
There are several ways to enhance transportation efficiency. And I think that governments should be improve infrastructure, upgrade roads and railways. That can help prevent congestion and delays that happens every day in my country. The best situation of roads should be considered, such as potholes on the roads.
Potholes.
Potholes on the roads that damage people, vehicles.
Yeah. And
Badly.
also sometimes it can be very dangerous to drive into potholes, you know. It can hurt you, or it can injure people. Nó gây ra bị thương, là người ta bị thương đó. It can injure people, you know. Okay, so what do you think, Mr. Trio? Do you think that tourist attractions help people learn about new cultures?
Obviously,
Obviously.
tourists contribute an important role in develop a country's cultures. When people travel to a nation, they will have opportunity to know about people, the history, the food, or other beautiful sites in that country. Through the storytelling by tourism, people can understand more about the period of a place and the famous people there. They will have a chance to share their feeling about the beauty of the country, and throughout those activity, culture are spread to other nations around the world.
You mean suppress? What? Bị đè nén hả?
No, lan tỏa.
So basically, cultures can be shared around the world, express or share.
Yeah.
So, okay, so just be careful with your words sometimes, you know. Anyway, what do you think, Mr. Do you think that tourist attractions help people learn about new cultures?
I think to learn about the cultures of a nation, people must first visit that country and meet its people. Only then can one gain a true understanding of the culture. And tourist attractions serve as a motivation for people to go there. There is a practical reality that is much more effective than just reading books or watching television. I think that experience is far more better than just see something by commercials or on TV. And besides that, when people miss countries, miss locals, they can increase their knowledge about the cultures by talking about
improve their knowledge, cải
improve
thiện cải thiện kiến thức của
their
họ, là
knowledge.
gia tăng kiến thức của you know, increase, you talk about increase or decrease with numbers, you know, mình dùng cái từ increase với lại decrease với con số tốt hơn nha, nhưng mà trường hợp này là phải improve their knowledge, I think it's better.
They can improve their knowledge about the cultures in an interesting way. They can learn about traditional foods, traditional customs, and something like that, that make the cultures become more realistic.
More real, right? Become more real, alive, right?
And they can
văn hóa nó alive hơn, nó sống động hơn.
So they can approach more effectively.
I agree. Okay, so okay, let's move on to the next topic. Okay. Okay, so this is 119. Let's choose something that is a bit more different. Okay, let's try one, two, three. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Describe a video that you saw on the internet that made you laugh. Laugh. Like it can be on any social media, any platform, you know. So you should say what you saw, which app or which platform you saw the videos on. Is it on TikTok, or is it on YouTube? Is it on Vimeo or whatever? On YouTube or Facebook, on TikTok, on Twitter, on X, on Threads, on whatever it's called. Okay, why it made you laugh and how you felt about it. Okay, and you have top 3 of things on the internet. So what are some advantages of using internet platforms for communication? So is it easier to study there? Is it easier to make customers there, or to meet customers there, to sell your products online or something like that? Think about those things. How can internet platforms influence people's opinions and beliefs? So think about whatever you saw online these days, okay? If people saw a lot of videos, if people saw a lot of content online about something, their opinions can slowly change, you know? Because I'll tell you, there is an experiment by Pavlov, and a Russian scientist. And he says that whatever it's wrong, if you repeat that daily on a daily basis, slowly people will recognize that wrong thing as a right one, you know. Cái gì mà nó sai cứ ra rã trên truyền thông mỗi ngày thì dần nó sẽ thành đúng. You know, that is Pavlovian theory. Thuyết của ông Pavlov, Pavlovian theory. And so what I'm telling you is how the videos or the content you saw online can influence your opinions and beliefs as well, you know. Like, for example, in the last 100 years, there has been a lie on the media. They tell you that eating a lot of eggs is very bad for you. So that's why people eat only like 2 or 3 eggs per day, you know. Nó có một cái câu chuyện mà một cái lời nói dối mà cả 100 năm qua con người ta vẫn tin. Đó chính là cái chuyện ăn trứng thì hại. You know, ăn nhiều trứng thì hại. Thật sự trứng cực kỳ có lợi sức khỏe luôn á. Eggs are actually extremely good for your health, you know. And also another lie that the media has been lying about is about cooking oil, you know, về dầu ăn á. They lie. They said that if you cook with fat, you know, it can be bad for you. Hồi xưa ta nấu ăn bằng gì? Bằng lard or fat. Nó chính là cái mỡ heo á. They use lard or pig fat to cook. But then, because companies want to be able to sell cooking oil, so they lied. They said that lard it's very bad for you. It can cause a lot of diseases, you know. So those are just my examples that you can use the media to influence people's opinion and belief. So think about internet platforms, apps, contents online. They can do the same thing, you know. Okay, are there any risk or challenges associated with the use of internet platforms? Think about fake news, fake content, something like very harmful for children. Think about that. Okay, so how do internet platforms affect the way people access information? Like these days, if you want to find something, you can just go online. It's easy to get it, right? But back then you have to browse. You have to browse shelves and the library in order to get what you want, right? The knowledge you want, right? But these days you can just search online, find it easily, isn't it? Isn't it wonderful? Of course. Now, what role do internet platforms play in business and marketing today? These days, internet platforms are vital or essential, you know, crucial in businesses and marketing. Of course, you can run ads. You can actually run ads and attract a lot of customers, you know. So of course, it's super, super important in business and marketing today to be able to how can I say, to have internet presence, có sự hiện diện trên mạng. It's very important. So think about that and what people can do with their businesses and their marketing. And the last question here in this topic, do you think there should be restrictions on the amount of time a person can spend on the internet? Like, for example, you're not allowed to spend more than 4 hours online per day, for example, because sometimes, you know, children, they cannot control it, right? A lot of children, they cannot control themselves very well. So they spend like almost 16 or 18 hours per day online, you know, it's really bad. And they become internet addicts, you know. Addict. Con nghiện, trở thành con nghiện internet đó nha. They become addict. So they have an addiction. Sự nghiện. They have an addiction. And they are themselves addict. Or you can use the adjective form. They are addicted to something. All right, so let's talk about that. All right, so some time to think now. Okay, Mr. Trill, you first, please. Describe a video that you saw on the internet that made you laugh, please.
Recently, I had seen a video
I've
about.
seen a video.
I've seen the video about the young opinion about working, uh, and it made me laugh because their opinion in some way is different from mine.
Mm.
Uh, on that video, some teenager or student start out and they work just for entertainment or work for just make a job to work. They don't have a target in their life, or they easy with their job when they face difficulty or they have to work under pressure. Uh, and I think the videos is not suitable to public on the internet because it will affect to other
Affect something, không affect tu nha.
affect mm, the next generation
Okay, it will
point of
affect the
view,
next generation trying to.
the point of view of the next generation.
Okay. All right. So, Miss Trúc, what do you think? Okay, describe a video that you saw on the internet that made you laugh.
Yes. I watched a short video by some contents creators on YouTube. The contents was really silly and didn't provide any valuable information at all. It was just a short clip of people doing foolish things while playing extreme games, and they ended up falling in funny ways.
Mhm.
Even though I know watching it isn't particularly beneficial, the view
Beneficial.
beneficial. The view count was extremely high, even reaching several million views. This made it go viral and
Mhm.
appear in YouTube's recommended clips,
Mm.
which is how I happened to watch it.
Mhm.
I found it funny, but I think the more skewless contents like this, the more we need to be careful and selective so we don't waste time and reduce the risk of coming across inappropriate contents.
Coming across inappropriate contents like that, I see. So, Mr. Trio, what are some advantages of using internet platforms for communication?
Uh, in our society, uh, most of people use
Most
internet.
of people hay là most of the people? Careful.
Most of the people
Yes, most
use
of
internet
the
every
people.
day. Yeah, use internet every day. There are various applications for them to communicate with the others. Uh, with internet, we can have a
With the internet, we
with the
can
internet, we can have worldwide connection with our friends.
worldwide,
Yeah, worldwide connection,
worldwide,
worldwide
worldwide connection.
connection with our friends around the world.
Mhm.
Mm, just by a smartphone or a laptop, uh, we can use uh, some platform to talk with the others or to use for meeting and studying.
Mm.
Mm,
Anything else?
uh, with with the internet, our life has changed a lot.
Mm.
In
Okay, so in what way? Okay, let's move on to the next question then, Mr. Trio. How can internet platforms influence people's opinions and beliefs then? It's a story I told you before, you
yeah,
know.
uh, mm, in, uh, inspire the advances of the internet. it still have some negative impact.
Impact.
Impact,
Negative impact
yeah,
on,
our opinions and belief.
yes, to have a negative impact on beliefs and opinions, right?
Some famous people provide us incorrect information about the product or wrong information, and we follow them.
Okay.
Uh, the mm, the internet platform change our habit in buying things or shopping behaviors.
Mm.
Uh, in
Okay,
the
it
other,
also change shopping behaviors, but
yeah,
look, okay, so you mean that it influence people's behavior? You mean shopping
yeah,
behaviors as well?
yeah,
But this one it's focus on opinion and beliefs, tập trung vào cái chuyện là nhận định con người và cái lòng tin nha.
yeah,
Chứ không phải là hành vi mua sắm nha. Okay,
yeah.
focus on that, please.
For example, when a famous singer she promote a product and give us the information about that one, but it's a not as good as
It's
the
not
real
as
function. But because they are the famous one, so we completely believe in them and decided to buy that good. Or when there is an argument about a topic, most of people most people
xài most
most
people đi,
people
cho đỡ
have,
phải
yeah,
thiếu đà.
yeah,
So most people
have the opposite opinion with us,
opposite
opposite opinion with us, but the number
opposite.
of audience that agree with the statement is more than the one who has the same answer with us, and they think that opinion is true.
I
Giống như
see.
câu của anh nãy nói là nhiều người cùng đưa ra một cái, nhiều người có cùng nhận định sai.
Well, if people all have the same opinion, then
Yeah,
the other people will think that that is true
yeah.
because they believe in the
The amount of
decision.
people.
Yeah, they believe in a decision of the crowd,
Yeah,
People often believe in the opinions and beliefs of the crowd,
yes.
or the mass. Okay, so what do you think, Ms. Trúc? How can internet platforms influence people's opinions and beliefs?
think that the impact is significant with internet platforms, especially social media. It has the power to reach a huge number of users, up to hundreds of millions at the same time. When it recommends certain contents, is a product or service, it can lead many people to make purchases.
To make purchases, right? To make purchases.
To make purchases. More seriously, people who lack awareness and self-control. Awareness and self-control may believe in and spread misinformation, which can have serious consequences. For example, it can harm a person's reputation based on one-side statements, or even worse, they endanger consumer health by promoting harmful products. This is especially dangerous when celebrities who can be very
Celebrities who are
irresponsible.
who can be very convincing and people trust them,
Yes, but they're very irresponsible in their endorsement. They just represent these products, but they even don't use it, and they don't know exactly what their products can
do, right?
damage others' health.
Agreed.
So that's internet platforms can influence people's opinions and beliefs very very bad in
Very
some
badly,
ways.
very badly. Okay.
Well, very badly in some ways.
I understand now. Okay, so Ms. Trúc, are there any risk or challenges associated with the use of internet platforms then?
I believe that using internet platforms offer many advantages, but there are also significant risks and challenges that come with them. I think privacy that should be considered because internet platforms collect a large amount of personal data from users, which can lead to privacy
The
breakdown.
the problem of privacy, right? So it's basically what's it called? They pirate your information. Nó giống như là nó cướp biển luôn á. Nó giống như là nó đi ăn cướp cái thông tin của mình á. They pirate your information and sell them online, That's why a lot of sellers, they can keep using telesales, and they keep calling you. Thì đúng rồi, thông tin các bạn bị bán trên mạng cho nên là mấy telesale nó mới gọi liên tục á. Yeah. So, of course, that is really bad. Now, what other risks or challenges can you mention?
Another risk, I think, is cybersecurity threats. The risk of hacking.
Like what exactly?
Cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity, right?
An toàn mạng. Yes. Cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity risk.
The risk of hacking, spam mails, and malicious link often targets internet platforms to access user data. Press malicious software that can pirate users' information and even credit card, bank card, that they can take users' money. Besides that, misinformation and fake news,
fake news
leads to misunderstanding, manipulation, and even panic among the public.
Manipulation, right? So thao túng.
Manipulation, yes.
Okay. Well, exactly. There's a lot of problem with internet these days. People can manipulate others. People can manipulate the whole country, Like, for example, politicians can manipulate the whole country, mấy chính trị gia nó có thể nó thao túng cả đất nước được mà. Because a lot of people, they can be manipulated because they believe in what the politician says, sometimes. Okay, so Mr. Trio, please, how do internet platforms affect the way people access information?
Yeah. With internet, people easy to connect to search information from Google, or other website, but there are a lot of unchecked information. But people lazy um, to double check with the others. Uh, uh, they 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 are becoming lazier to remember information. Whenever they have any concern or question, they just use the smartphone to search. Uh, and internet also changes people habit in uh, confirm the information. Uh, there are some forum that people use to uh, debate a topic, and they just copy from the other.
Okay, they just copy from the others. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So Mr. What role do internet platforms play in business and marketing today then?
It plays an important role due to its ability to reach potential customers with creative approaches that come at a low cost, being a major advantage. I know there's many ways that internet platform can have promotion on a product or a service that make people easier to access that product and know more about it, because as I said about internet platform, especially platform about internet platforms, especially social media that access people, many people at the same time. They can recommend a commercial. They can recommend a commercial that make people think that products or service are really important for them to have to all, and they and have increased the demands of that. It's also changed people's opinions and belief in the necessary benefits that
necessary benefits.
The necessary benefits of these products. Sometimes it's misinformation, is misinformations, and is even not good enough for days to all once.
Not good enough for them to
all once. But internet platforms affects the way people access information. The way people access information and make that commercials become more viral and truthful in some ways.
Okay. All right, I see. So, Mr. Trio, do you think there should be restrictions, or limitation on the amount of time a person can spend on the internet?
In my opinion, I think restriction should be applied in the internet using people. Firstly, Besides using internet, people have to do other things like working or studying. If they are addictive and use
If
internet
they are
too
gì?
much,
If they are gì? Addicted.
they addicted and use internet too much, they will not have enough
Okay.
time for other tasks. Uh, and they depend on the internet too much. They will they would they can't do other things for their living, and restriction should be applied for people still
Apply
under
to nha. Apply
18,
to nha.
applies to
So it should be
people
applied to people who are under what age?
18 to make sure that they have a good studying result.
Interesting.
And yeah, and restriction is should be limited in a day only, not in a month or
During
a
the
week.
day only, right?
Yeah, like 8 hours per day.
8 hours per day.
Yeah.
So how about people who work, Workers normally do 8 hours to 10 hours per day already.
Yes.
What
So
about
they
that?
can, after visited hour, they can use.
I see. All right. I think
I
we can leave
think,
it here, I think.
yeah, those are my opinion.
Good opinion, actually.